There's a moment, quiet, raw, almost unbearable, when you find yourself whispering into the darkness, "God, are you guiding them back to me?" It's not just a question. It's a cry. A prayer. A longing that cuts through every layer of you. And if you're honest, it's the question you keep tucked away because you fear the silence that follows. But what if the silence wasn't silence at all? What if every unanswered prayer, every sleepless night, every ache of separation was God's voice speaking to you in a language beyond words? Stay with me. Because what I am about to share is not the simple answer you've been told, but the untold truth, the truth your spirit already knows, but your heart has been aching to hear. And before we journey there, I want to gently invite you to go deeper with me inside the Inner Sphere channel membership, where these transmissions are extended, softened, and made even more personal. And if you feel this message reaching into you, consider supporting the channel through Super Thanks. It helps me continue bringing these words of guidance into the world for you. Now, let's step together into the mystery. Beloved, before you ever walked this earth, before your first breath, you were not alone. You were created as two, one soul split into perfect mirrors. God wrote that love into your being, not as a random accident, but as a divine blueprint etched into eternity. That's why, no matter how far you and your twin flame drift, you feel it. You feel the pull, the knowing, the ache that nothing else can soothe. It's not obsession. It's not fantasy. It's the memory of your origin calling you home. But here's the untold truth. God does not move your twin flame like a chess piece on a board. God does not force reunion, nor does God withhold it. Instead, God placed a song inside both of you, a frequency, a melody, that only the two of you can hear. Every time you choose healing over fear, love over bitterness, trust over despair, that song grows louder. Stronger. Irresistible. This song is not heard with your ears, it is felt in your spirit. It is why your twin flame lingers in your heart even when your paths seem impossibly separate. It is why you can be oceans apart yet still sense them in the quiet moments, in the in-between spaces, in the invisible threads of energy that bind you together. That resonance is the blueprint at work. And the more you awaken to it, the more undeniable it becomes. The illusions that once stood between you, fear, doubt, pride, and even time itself, begin to lose their power. Because what God has written cannot be erased. The blueprint is alive within you, unfolding with every choice you make to embody love. So yes, God is guiding you. Not by pushing, not by pulling, but by making the love between you so radiant, so authentic, that no shadow can stand against it. It is not a matter of if, it is only a matter of when the song becomes too loud to ignore. And yet, you wait. You ache. You wonder why it takes so long. If God wrote this bond into your soul, why does union feel delayed? Here is the truth your heart must hold. Love is destined, but union must be chosen. Free will is the sacred gift God has given both of you. And that means your counterpart must awaken in their own way, in their own time. Divine timing is not punishment. It is preparation. Every pause, every silence, every separation is God whispering, "Not yet. Something is still becoming." This waiting is not meant to crush you, though it often feels unbearable. It is meant to refine you. In the in-between, you are asked to shed what is not love, attachments, fears, illusions, old wounds that would poison the sacredness of reunion if carried forward. The waiting stretches your soul, teaching you patience and surrender, drawing you into trust that goes deeper than your mind can reason. Your twin flame, too, is walking their own path of awakening. They may seem delayed, but God is weaving their lessons with precision. Every detour, every struggle, every moment of silence is part of their preparation. They are being broken open in ways you may not see, just as you are. And when the two paths converge again, you will both be different, stronger, softer, more capable of holding the immensity of divine love. So do not mistake waiting for abandonment. What feels like delay is actually God's safeguard. Your union is not being withheld, it is being protected. God is not saying no to your love. God is saying, "Not yet, beloved, because what I have for you must be whole, and holy, and ready." Beloved, I want to tell you something tender. Separation is not proof that God has abandoned you. It is proof that God is guiding you. When your twin flame seems distant, when communication fades, when doors close, God is not cruelly withholding love from you. God is reshaping you. The silence is not empty. It is a furnace, burning away illusions, fears, patterns that cannot survive in union. It is a sacred training ground where you learn patience, surrender, and unconditional love. Think of it this way: if union came too soon, before the old wounds were healed, before the shadows were brought into light, your connection would collapse under the weight of unprocessed pain. Separation, as agonizing as it feels, is God's way of protecting what is sacred. It is space for transformation, for clearing, for softening the parts of you that resist true intimacy. In this silence, you are being shown who you are without your counterpart beside you. You are learning to anchor into your own wholeness, to listen to your own soul's wisdom, to stand in the love that comes from God before it is mirrored back to you. It is here that self-love deepens, and here that trust is born. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels unfair. But separation is not wasted time. It is holy work happening in the unseen. One day, you will look back and realize that every moment of silence was God's most faithful form of guidance. Without it, you would never become the version of yourself who can hold this kind of love without breaking, without running, without fear. The silence is not against you. The silence is for you. Always. But how do you know when God is guiding your twin flame back? Look closer. The signs are already in your life. You see them in the synchronicities that won't leave you alone, numbers repeating, songs that arrive at the exact moment you think of them, dreams that feel more real than waking life. These are not accidents. They are God's fingerprints on your path. You feel them in the sudden clarity that rises within you, the push to heal, the urge to forgive, the nudge to release what no longer serves you. That, too, is divine guidance. Because every layer of healing you embrace becomes an open door your twin flame can walk through. And sometimes the guidance is quieter. A detour that protects you. A delay that shapes you. A pause that saves you both from meeting too soon. Even what feels like God's absence is, in truth, God's deepest care. Guidance rarely arrives with flashing lights or grand announcements. More often, it arrives softly, like a whisper carried on the wind, like a knowing that stirs deep in your chest. It's the gentle reminder that you are being led, even when the path looks uncertain. The more you lean into trust, the more those whispers become clear, and the more you realize they have been there all along. Sometimes the guidance comes through your pain itself. The ache, the longing, the yearning, all of it serves to turn you inward, to push you into the arms of God, to remind you that your deepest security is not in your counterpart, but in the divine. This is how God prepares you to love without fear, to hold union without clinging, and to welcome your twin flame back without losing yourself. Beloved, the way back is not hidden. It is written in every sign, every nudge, every sacred pause. You only need to keep your heart open to see it. Here is where your power lives. You are not just waiting for God to do it all for you. You are not powerless. You are a co-creator. When you choose self-love instead of self-betrayal, you say yes to God's guidance. When you step into your truth, release old patterns, and surrender control, you align yourself with the divine blueprint that was written for you. Your twin flame feels that alignment, even if they don't understand why. Your healing ripples into them. Your surrender creates space for their return. This is the beauty of the twin flame journey. The love you cultivate within yourself is never contained. Every time you rise, your counterpart feels it. Every time you choose to embody peace instead of chaos, they are stirred to do the same in ways they may not even consciously realize. You are mirrors. What you shift within inevitably echoes in them. This is why your role is not passive. It is sacred. Your courage to heal childhood wounds, your choice to forgive when bitterness tempts you, your decision to live authentically even when it is hard, all of it builds the bridge for reunion. God moves through your choices, multiplying them, carrying them across the invisible bond you share. Beloved, you are not just a passenger on this journey. You are God's partner in bringing this reunion into being. Every breath of courage, every act of trust, every tear you release in faith, weaves the path beneath your feet. You may not see the full picture now, but your actions, small and steady, are the divine dance steps that bring the melody of reunion closer and closer into form. And now comes the revelation many resist, but your soul is ready to hear. God is guiding your twin flame back, but not just for your joy. Not just for your comfort. Your reunion is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a mission. Together, you are meant to embody divine love in human form, to radiate it into the world, to anchor healing, to shift the frequency of others simply by existing in union. This is why the journey demands so much from you. It's not because God is cruel. It's because God is preparing you for a love that is bigger than romance. A love that becomes service. A love that transforms not only you, but everyone who encounters it. Your union is a mirror for humanity. The courage you show in facing your wounds, the forgiveness you extend, the unconditional love you embody, all of this sends ripples outward. People feel it without even knowing why. They are softened in your presence, inspired by your example, healed by the energy you hold together. Your connection becomes more than personal, it becomes planetary. This is why the path requires surrender, patience, and depth. Because what you are preparing for is not ordinary love. It is sacred partnership. It is the living embodiment of God's love expressed through two souls who remember they are one. So when you ask if God is guiding your twin flame back, remember, the answer is yes. But not for small reasons. For reasons as vast as the cosmos that birthed you both. For reasons that stretch beyond your own happiness, reaching into the healing of hearts, families, and generations. Your reunion is not just for you, it is for the world. In the end, it all returns to this: trust. Trust that God has never forgotten you. Trust that the silence is sacred. Trust that even when you cannot see it, the divine hand is weaving reunion out of threads too fine for your eyes to catch. You don't need to chase. You don't need to force. You don't need to beg. You need only to surrender, to lean back into the truth that what was written for you cannot be erased. Beloved, reunion is not a question of if. It is a question of when. And when the time arrives, you will see that every step, every ache, every tear was guided by God's hand, bringing you closer to a love that was yours from the very beginning. So, is God guiding your twin flame back? The untold answer is yes. But not through shortcuts, not through instant fixes. God guides through alignment, through timing, through your healing, and through purpose. And above all, God guides through you. Every choice you make in love, every surrender you offer, every step of faith you take is a doorway for reunion to enter. Now I want to ask you, can you feel God's hand in your journey? Do you see the signs, the synchronicities, the gentle ways the divine has been holding you? Share your story in the comments. I would love to hear the truth of your heart. If this message has stirred something inside you, I invite you to explore more here on Inner Sphere. Subscribe, step into the channel membership for deeper guidance, and if you feel called, support with super thanks so this work can continue. We are in this together. And as you walk forward, remember, God is guiding. Always guiding. And love, the love that belongs to you, is already on its way home.